Hello, Sabrina Alery here with a video tutorial for Clearsnap, and today I want to share a technique with you that I am calling faux letterpress. We're really starting to see letterpress sneak into the paper crafting world as a trend, and I want to show you 3 easy ways that you can create it with supplies that you probably already have at home. We're going to be using a manual die cutting machine along with some wafer thin dies, and we're going to be inking those up with our mixed media inks, which are a very juicy, slow drying pigment ink, which makes it perfect for this technique. You have plenty of time for inking, blending, pressing, and impressing. You don't have to worry about the ink drying on you. So just a great ink to use for this technique. So let's get started. The first thing I want to show you here is the sandwich I'm going to be using in my big shot. I have the multi-purpose platform here, and I'm just going to open the second tab. You're going to place your cover plate down. You're going to want to have an embossing pad, the cardstock you'll be impressing onto, your die, an extra sheet of cardstock, and then your cover plate on top. If you're using a different machine, you can just do a little bit of experimenting, but that is what's going to work best for the big shot. So we're going to be inking up on the back side of our wafer thin die, not the cutting surface, the side with the edge. And I'm just going to use our new art daubers to apply some mixed media pigment ink in Mossy. This is a really nice green color. The art daubers allow you to get a nice thick coating of ink very quickly, and of course the mixed media ink is so thick and juicy anyway that it really doesn't take too much to get a good covering. So place your die down. You're going to want to make sure that you set it exactly where you want it, because if you move it, of course, you're going to have leftover ink. Run that through your machine to apply some pressure. And when you remove it, you're going to have some nice color impressed. And we'll turn the sheet over and give you a little bit of look at the texture on the back. Very pretty. Alright, in the second variation, we're going to be applying several colors of mixed media ink onto the wafer thin die. The colors I'm using here, I have, again, Mossy, Vintage, Adobe, Schoolhouse, and Leather. And I'm just going to be applying those sort of like a fall leaf, the green in the center, and then gradually getting darker as we go out towards the edge of the leaf. Now, traditionally in letter pressing, you can really only use a few colors because there has to be a plate to apply each different color, and it has to be perfectly lined up. But with this technique, it's a lot easier. You can just apply as many colors as you want, blend them, stamp them any way that you want onto the back of your die. And then when you run it through the machine, you get all of those lovely colors impressed into your paper. So just ink that up. The nice thing about the pigment inks, you can apply as much color as you want. The mixed media inks, they just take so long to dry. You have so much time to work around and play and experiment. So after we run that through our machine again, we have that nice lovely impression, multicolored impression. And then the third variation on this technique, we're just going to be adding some texture with a rubber stamp. I'm actually using our molding mats, and you can apply as many colors as you want here, or you can just apply one with this technique. It's really up to you. I'm again adding these same lovely fall colors from the mixed media ink, the pigment ink line, and I have the crackle background here, which I really like this design. Of course, any rubber stamp would work here. And I am going to apply watermark ink before I press that onto the back of the die cut. And that's going to help pull that color off the die where we want the texture from the stamp to show up. Again, run that through your machine for a lovely textured faux letterpress impression. And again, you have a nice design. Again, let's take a look at all 3 of these variations. Thank you so much for joining me today. For product information and for more ideas and inspiration, please visit www.clearsnap.com.